Hey, I'm Hunt, and this is Hunt on LSU, your channel for LSU Fighting Tiger football talk. Enjoy the video. We want you to leave a comment below, hit that like button, and subscribe right below the video. Enjoy.
It's not really mock draft season. Mock draft season rears its head in March. We kind of know that. But they're starting to trickle out mid-NFL season as half the NFL season is in the rearview mirror. And I was genuinely interested in seeing a couple of these mock drafts that were leaking out today because I'm just curious about Jayden Daniels. We know that he was a very highly thought of recruit entering Arizona State. We know he's played a ton of college football. We know he had an opportunity after last season to test the waters of the NFL, and he did, and decided that it'd be best for him to come back and play another year of college football. And we know that he's exploded. But how much of that explosion is generating interest from the NFL level? He's a little undersized, and you think of him as a true dual threat. We have our idea of what the NFL quarterback looks like, but we know that that mold is changing a little bit, and there are far more NFL quarterbacks that are very athletic than there are 6'4", 245-pound rocket arm statues. So I was just curious what that was going to look like. And there are two that we're going to reference on today's show. The first is from 24/7. Blake Brockermeyer came up with his mock draft way too early. And I'm less interested, honestly, at who's drafting where. There are way too many variables between now and the NFL draft to care about where the Bears, where the Panthers, where the Commanders, where the Saints, where the Eagles. Like, we got to play a lot of games, and there are trades, and we just don't know any of that. But as far as where guys go, I think that is fascinating. And Blake Brockermeyer has Caleb Williams going first, and then he has Marvin Harrison going second. Okay, Drake May going third. This all makes perfect sense. Kool-Aid McKinstry from Alabama going fourth. Olu Fashanu, big offensive tackle from Penn State, going fifth. Jayden Daniels, quarterback, LSU, number 6 overall in this simulation to the Green Bay Packers. But again, who cares? The 6th overall pick and third quarterback behind Caleb Williams and Drake May. It's not Bo Nix, not Michael Penix. It's Jayden Daniels. And that, I'll be honest, surprised me. I have heard a number of people over the last month say, this guy looks like a first rounder to me. And we just watched a guy 4 years ago fly up the draft boards midseason and end up going number 1 overall, and of course, Joe Burrow. And when I saw Joe, I thought immediately this is the NFL prototype because he's so decisive, so accurate, so much of his work is done pre-snap. That looks like the elite NFL guys. And Jayden, while he's been, at most of the time, very decisive, very accurate, and certainly accurate on the deep balls, but I'm more so talking about intermediate routes, he does do a lot of work either extending plays or creating yards with his legs. And some of that goes away at the NFL level. Not all of it. Lamar's been awesome at it. Kyler's been awesome at it. Josh Allen's been awesome at it. Like, there are really good players, MVP level players, that do this. And obviously the best comp right now is Lamar Jackson in terms of the speed, the production passing at this level. But I was a little bit skeptical of just the way that Jayden creates his yards as it translates to the NFL level. But clearly at this point, it seems that there are going to be some teams willing to take a shot. And that's awesome because this guy deserves it, and he's done a fantastic job. I'll keep going through this 24/7 mock before we get to the one from SI that Luke Easterling did. But I did want to point out where the next LSU Tiger is on this mock draft. And just to put in perspective the company these guys are keeping, after Jayden Daniels at 6, you've got Brock Bowers at 7. You've got Dallas Turner at 8. You've got Joe Alt, another offensive tackle from Notre Dame. They just churn him out up there at number 9. And Malik Neighbors at number 10 to the Washington Commanders. That's incredible too. Malik has just done a phenomenal job, really, from the first time he got here. Malik was in such a crowded wide receiver class. It included Brian Thomas, who was more highly thought of than him. It included Chris Hilton, who was a 4-star and a track star. It included Deion Smith, who was the number 1 player in the state of Mississippi. It included Jack Besh, who was thought to be a really early contributor at LSU. And Malik was just one of the guys. He started as a Mississippi State commit, then decommitted, comes down to LSU, and he's just done nothing but become the best of that crop and potentially the most productive receiver in LSU football history. So to see 2 guys go in the top 10 would be really, really cool for this program, and that's what Blake Brockermeyer at 24/7 Sports thinks. So now let's shift over to SI. SI's got it shaped up a little bit differently. For one, at the top of this draft for SI, which is done by Luke Easterling, still got the pick with the Chicago Bears, as they think the Panthers will be the number 1 pick. They have Drake May going 1. They follow that up at number 3 with Caleb Williams, number 2 with Caleb Williams. And then Bo Nix is the 3rd quarterback. They've got Bo Nix going at pick number... Oh, sorry, not Bo Nix. J.J. McCarthy. They've got J.J. McCarthy, 6'3", 202. I didn't know he was that big, by the way. Going to the Atlanta Falcons at number 9 in front of Jaden Daniels, who they have going at 11. So you're going to have a crop there. I think May and Williams will probably separate themselves at the top. And I think there's going to be a cluster that teams probably fight for and trade up for and decide who they value and where they want to pick between McCarthy, Penix, Nix, and Daniels. And in this SI, McCarthy comes in at 9. Jaden Daniels comes in at 11. This one would not make most of you listeners very happy. They would have him 11 to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'll read the little snippet that Easterling writes here. He says, this offseason will be full of big decisions for the Bucs, but none bigger than what to do long-term at quarterback. If they're not fully committed to Baker Mayfield, they could dip into this deep quarterback class for a cheaper alternative. Number of options worthy of consideration, but Daniels has been the most electric player in college football this year, and his development seems like a potential superstar at the next level. Very, very cool. Now, where's Malik in this one? A little bit back. They've got him at number 22 in this mock draft, which is still great to be a first-round pick. And then you got Brian Thomas sneaking into this draft at number 32, the last pick of the first round, which in this simulation goes to the Eagles. And I just challenge anyone in the NFC East to go chase down A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Brian Thomas for 4 quarters. Doesn't sound like a lot of fun, but very, very cool for this offense that we have had so much fun watching for the last 3 months, that has been so productive every single time out. They have played exactly one iffy half of football against Florida State that included a huge 3rd down drop and Malik Neighbors falling down on a comeback route. If you take that out and consider the hit by Dallas Turner on Jaden, they have come to play every quarter, every half, every week, and hopefully they're rewarded very, very handsomely in the NFL draft coming up in the spring. They got more work to do. Starts Saturday against Georgia State and certainly against A&M, and we'll see if these guys decide to play in the bowl game. You got your name floating around first-round draft mocks. And I think all 3 of these guys are primed to just crush it at any combine or pro day they work at. Jaden Daniels' speed should really show up. Malik Neighbors is kind of the entire package. The acceleration's been fantastic, the speed. And then Brian Thomas at a legit 6'4", 205, 208 pounds that can run like that and has the nation's touchdown lead at this point. Like they're built in terms of the tape and the combine to really show out and hopefully be first-round picks. And what a great step in the right direction that would be for this LSU program to have that kind of high-profile night in April. If you'd had 3 guys, one potentially a Heisman Trophy winner, a Biletnikoff Award winner, guys that are leading the country in yards and touchdowns, and then cap all that off in the NFL draft with 3 first-round picks. That would be really, really cool. So 24/7 with Blake Brockermeyer, Jaden number 6, and Malik number 10. Luke Easterling has Jaden at number 11, Malik Neighbors at number 22, and Brian Thomas at number 32 in his mock draft. So both guys have Jaden Daniels in the top 11 picks of this draft. That just didn't seem like a possibility back in August, and now it very much appears that it is. So hopefully Jaden finishes things off very, very strong, and this is what the result of that is.
Hey, thanks for watching Hunt on LSU. Before you get out of here, do us a couple of favors. Hit that like button. Leave your comments below and subscribe to the channel for all your Fighting Tiger football talk. See you next time.